What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. I'm excited to be here with you all today. But before I get started, I got some great topics. Before I get started, be sure to follow me on Twitter at I am Manny Wilson. I put my podcast versions up there when I'm not on live, so just check it out. And I also talk about sports pretty often on there. So let's get straight into it, man. And I'm going straight into Oklahoma City Thunder and the Portland Trailblazers. Let's go, man. So a lot of people is worried, and then you have those people who are not worried about Portland taking this 2-0 lead. If you're Portland right now, of course, don't take it for granted. You're not supposed to really be excited because the series is far from over. The series is far from over. But if you're Oklahoma City Thunder, you need to be a little worried. And my reasoning for this, usually I will be on the opposing side of saying it's a 7-game series. There's no reason to be worried. Portland did what they did. They took care of business at home. That's usually the route I would go. But after watching the game yesterday and watching game one and game two, it's been bad. It's been pretty bad for the Thunder. And they got to get it together quickly. Because if they blow a game at home, if they don't protect the crib at home, then it's over. It's all over. And it's as simple as that. Because when I look back at Oklahoma City Thunder, I'm just thinking, and I thought about this yesterday after I was watching the game. I'm like, okay, well, both of these teams, they went out in the first round last year. Both of them went out early in the first round. Portland was swept, and OKC, they lost to the Utah Jazz in 6 games. Yeah, they lost to the Utah Jazz in 6 games. So I looked at this, and I'm like, I wanted to take a deeper look. So I look at the series where OKC played Utah, and Utah, they stole a game away from Oklahoma City while OKC was at home. OKC did not win a single road game during that entire stretch, and they lost the series in 6 games. They had the whole home court advantage at first, but they lost the series in 6 games because they did not protect the house, and they could not win a game on the road. These first 2 games, they were playing all right earlier in the game, but they just could not finish it out. And then I looked at the year before, 2016, 2017. This is 2 years back. OKC, they lost again in the first round against Houston. This time Houston had the home court advantage, but Houston got it done in 5. OKC did not go to Houston and take care of any business. They couldn't get a game. They could not win a game on the road. That's really been a huge problem within the last few years with Oklahoma City. They have not been able to win a single home game. Last time they won a home game, or last time they won a road game in the playoffs, was when Kevin Durant was there. And that year when Kevin Durant was there, they went to the conference finals against the Warriors, and so on, blew that 3-1 lead, and then Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. That's a totally different story. But OKC, they lost to Houston in 5 games and could not get a single road win. So when I look at this series, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, it's only a matter of time until Portland decides to steal a game, whether it's game 3 or game 4. But if that happens, that puts Oklahoma City in a terrible position. That puts them in a horrible position. Horrible position. And yes, anything is possible, as Kevin Garnett once said, but that's a tough situation to come back from. And I'm not saying all of this to knock out OKC and kill their dreams of the fans and stuff like that, because anything is possible again. And you can come back from a playoff lead or a playoff deficit of 0-2. You can come back from that. If you take care of business at home, and it's possible that OKC can steal a road game against Portland. Them boys was playing great the other night, so it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. But they can change history right here instead of going 3 complete full years of not winning a home road or a road playoff game. Instead of going 3 years of not winning a road playoff game, they can end that now. If they steal one game, that changes the whole momentum of the series. If they steal a game in Portland, that changes the whole momentum. Because now you're down. Or say they take care of business at home, so series will be 2-2, and they go back to Portland, steal a game. Now that's 3-2. Now you have the advantage. You can come back and close it out. You're at an advantage if that's the case. But they got to take care of their business. And that's what really concerns me. Now, I want to go back to the game that happened exactly last night, because last night was crazy, man. I was excited watching Dame and CJ McCollum just go off. And as I'm watching this, I'm just thinking the second half of the game, where is Westbrook and Paul George? I'm like, don't the Thunder have superstars on this team? Don't they have people who are supposed to be the better half, or a few people on that team who's supposed to be some of the top guys in the league? And I still believe that Westbrook and Paul George are top guys in the league, but it's difficult to tell when your team is getting spanked like this. I watched it, and not only did they stop playing the second half, the defensive intensity was not there anymore like it was in the first half. And if you watch the first half, you seen how much aggression, you seen how much physicality, or how much of a physical game it was when they were playing on a court with each other. They were going at it. Those two teams were going at it. And I love watching that series because they both were going at it. Both of the team's leaders are alpha dogs, and they just want to go. They want to win. They both want to win. That's all it is. They want to compete and they want to win. Westbrook and Damian Lillard, they both going to go hard all game. But when I watched it, this is not even a game you can really blame on Paul George or Westbrook, because typically what people would do after a big game like this for OKC is say, well, Westbrook, he shot 5 for 20 something. He was horrible last night. Or Paul George, he didn't get in a rhythm because of Westbrook did this and all of that. Yeah, that stuff might be kind of true. That might be true, and depending on who looks at it, yeah, it's true. But I'm looking at it as a team aspect. What I seen as a team, people were broke. Oh my goodness. They might as well have had me out there shooting in a corner or something. I mean, if you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. And it wasn't like it was just horrible play or anything. They didn't play their best game, of course. And to give credit to Portland, Portland played really well that game. And they came and they were rolling. I'll put it that way. They were rolling. And they're a hard team to stop when you're rolling. Just like many other teams. When a team is rolling and got into a groove, it's hard to stop any team. But Portland, they were rolling last night, and OKC couldn't do anything. But the first half, you seen them. You seen Paul George. You seen Westbrook. You seen those guys go straight to the cup relentlessly. You seen them go to the cup almost every time. Paul George was doing work in the paint. Westbrook going to the cup relentlessly. That's what they were doing the entire first half. Second half, and they would shoot. Don't get me wrong. They would shoot a three every now and then, but they wouldn't make them. It would be a good shot or an open shot and things like that. But you were also constantly getting points because you had people attacking the paint. And when the second half came, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see Paul George going to the cup as hard as he was. I didn't see Westbrook trying to go to the cup as much as he was the first half. Everybody on that team was settling for jump shots. They were settling for jump shots. And when it got to a point in the game where they started getting down, they stayed in striking distance. But when they started getting down like 14, 15, and they just couldn't get past a 10-point deficit or anything like that, once they couldn't get back up to a 10-point deficit or close the gap anymore, they just kept shooting threes. Within the last two games, they shot 10 for 61 from the three-point line. 10 for 61? From the three-point line? And you're going to keep shooting threes as if you got people who can actually make them? Like, are you serious? Game one, they shot 5 for 33 from the three-point line. 5 for 33. As a team. It's not, and this is why I say it's not on one player, because clearly everybody was broke. And yes, Westbrook or Paul George might have took a majority of the shots, but that's no explanation for the other guys who have an open shot in the corner and just cannot knock it down. Like that is ridiculous. That is honestly ridiculous. And game two, they shot last night, game two, they shot 5 for 28 from the three-point line. Threw up 28 threes and made 5. That is horrible. Absolutely horrible. And if you are an NBA team and your team is broke like that, clearly your strength is not shooting a three-pointer. Clearly your only person who can honestly shoot a three-pointer at a good rate is Paul George. Paul George is the only person who I'd be like, I mean, he got the green light. He can throw it up. Paul George has that green light when I'm watching him play, and in the middle of the game, he has that green light. When I'm watching him play, and in the middle of the game, he has that green light. Paul George has that green light. Paul George has that green light. When I'm watching him play, and in the middle of the game, he has that green light. When I'm watching him play, and in the middle of the game, he has that green light. Westbrook, I need you to go to the cup. I need you to go to the cup. You cannot settle for jump shots. And that's not just Westbrook. That's honestly the entire team. That's the entire team. They can't just keep settling for these three-pointers because clearly that's not you. That's not you. That's not you. You're not the Golden State Warriors. You can't shoot that many threes and hope to win a game. That's not you. Your game is you have explosive players on that team. So what you need to do is take advantage of the mismatch and go to the cup. Either throw a oop or throw an alley-oop to the center or just dunk on somebody, go up, get the foul. And that was another difference. In the first half, there was a lot more fouls on Portland. There was a lot more fouls on Portland because OKC players were being aggressive, going to the cup every time. People were in foul trouble. Cantor had 4 fouls in the first half, 3 or 4 fouls in the first half. They were going at him. It was many people on that team that was close to being in foul trouble in that first half because they were attacking. They cannot get comfortable shooting that broke jump shot. It's not them. That's just not the team. That's not who they are. They're not a shooting team. And when you're not a shooting team, you have to find another way around it. Yes, I'm not saying they can't make an open three, or if someone gets an open three in the corner, don't shoot it. I'm not telling them not to shoot it, but I'm also saying there's no need to try and shoot a three every time you come down the court. It's just pointless. And another thing, also what I witnessed in between a difference between the first half and second half. The first half of the game, the Oklahoma City Thunder, they were playing defense. They were playing physical defense as well, putting bodies on people. And they were, it was a tough game that first half. It was everybody, they was just battling. Both teams were playing great defense. Both teams were working hard, hustling, going to the cup, drawing fouls. Bodies were getting banged up. It was a tough game. But second half came, and what happened to all that defensive intensity? What happened? What happened? I don't know how many times, I can't stress this enough, but I don't know how many times Russell Westbrook is going to watch Damian Lillard shoot an open three. Like, what? Clearly the man can shoot. I don't know. It just amazes me because this dude has been tearing you up. He's been shooting threes all in your face. You're going to keep disrespecting him. You're going to keep disrespecting him. And all of a sudden, when you put the sad face on when he shoot a three from the logo like he haven't been doing it all game or all series. Like, clearly he can shoot. Get a hand on him. What are you doing? And it's terrible because I'm watching it. I'm watching a team where one half they were just the team has so much potential. They can do so much, and the game could have been a lot more closer. If they would have just continued to attack the rim, play better defense, bring up that intensity. Because when you let a point guard who can shoot as well as Dame just come up the court and you just gonna fall back on them, you falling back. What sense does that make? Last time I checked, for a shooter, it was hand down, man down. If you're a shooter, hand down, man down, you're pulling the three, and you're gonna make it most of the time. Last time I checked, you're supposed to get a hand up on a shooter, and I did not see that at all. I didn't see that at all. And to some of their credit, Dame was on fire. If you watch it, Dame was on fire, but you can't let him stay in the groove like that, and that makes it almost even worse. If he's on fire, you're just gonna keep letting him shoot. You're not gonna put a hand up when he has people, when he's been on fire, he's hit multiple threes. Damian Lillard himself has made 9 threes this entire series, and Oklahoma City as a whole has only made 10. They can't even, as a team with 12 players, they're not even out shooting one person. They haven't even made more threes than one person, but yet they want to jack up threes every game. And that's a problem. That is a problem. That is a problem that should be noticed. As a coach, you have to notice that. And I don't even want to put this on the players, honestly, because if coach is telling you one thing, and I don't believe that Westbrook and Paul George are completely don't have any say on the court or anything like that. But as a coach, you have to notice something like that. You have to notice something like that. You are not a good 3-point shooting team. Why are you throwing the ball up from the 3-point line so much? I can get together 10 guys right now in my contact list on my phone, and I guarantee if we shot 60 threes, I guarantee we will make more than 10. I guarantee it. If I just pulled out 12 numbers from my contact list, I guarantee we shoot better than 12. Or if we go to the gym, I know that's a little different because that's a little different. But if we go to the gym and shoot 63s, we're gonna make more than 12. I tell you that now, man. We might not be professionals, but we can make a 3-pointer better than that, man. That's just ridiculous. 63s and you only make 10 as a team. And I understand. I'm not killing the Oklahoma City's dreams because obviously the series is not over. They can still flip the script. They just have to, one, protect the home crib. It's a must that they protect the home crib. If they don't protect home court, this series might just be over in 5. But they have to protect the home court. If they want to win and go to the next round and they don't want to have another early exit in the first round, they have to protect home court and they have to win a road game. They have to. It's as simple as that. They got to win a road game. And in terms of play, attack the rim. Stop shooting all them threes, man. You can't make. Y'all are horrible shooters. I'm sorry, man. If you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, man, your team cannot shoot. They are horrible. They cannot shoot threes at all. They are broke, man. They need to start attacking the cup, and things can change. Things can change. And like I always say, it's easy. It's very easy to settle for a jump shot rather than using more energy to go into the paint and play against big bodies. It's always harder to do that.